What is up, everybody? It's Seth here from Only Kinda Everything, and I wanted to get out there and talk about a couple things that's happened over the last couple weeks. First thing we're going to talk about, Adam Copeland and AEW. So, I've had some time to think on it. It's not a tribal, I guess it's kind of a tribalism thing. I was not thrilled with the move on a fan level. On a personal level, Adam Copeland deserves absolutely 100% the best. If he wants to go work in AEW and wrestle there, that's great. A lot's come out about the contract situation where he wanted to work more than what WWE was going to let him work. So, if AEW is going to let him work, That's would I rather see him working in WWE? Yes. I feel like outside of Christian, there's no match in AEW that I'm just dying to see. In WWE, there was still, one more round with Randy Orton, one more round with John Cena. So, selfishly, there were, I would have loved to see Edge versus AJ Styles in a, not really as convoluted as a match we had that led to the Judgment Day. But it is what it is. He's doing great over there. I'm kind of hopeful, in the character of Edge. I don't know if they're going to bring it up because, obviously he's Adam Copeland now. He's not Edge. But in the character history of Edge, he mentions that Edge doesn't know his dad. Man, I really hope Christian delves into that and just tears it up eventually. That being said, I think Christian is probably going to be more involved with Sting right now, which makes sense. Sting just announced his retirement, and man, dude has had a career, and that is putting it lightly. Sting has wrestled for almost every major American promotion that I can think of. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know somebody will. I think the only quote unquote actual major companies that Sting has never worked for are AAA and New Japan. Not 100% on that, but I'm like 90% sure that he's just never worked for those two, which is kind of weird. But hey, Sting's a loyal guy. He hits with a company and then he stays with it for as long as he can. So Sting is retiring, and I don't know if you follow the Facebook page. I shared an article about that, not even an article, but just a picture, and I posed a question. I kind of wanted to address it more here. What should be happening in Sting's last match? So I've thought about it. I've even talked to Ricky about it. I have two kind of like, man, this is how it could end. Number one, and again, I've mentioned both of these just a little more flushed out in video format. Sting versus Christian. I think if Christian could beat Sting in his retirement match, is it the send-off that he deserves? No, but that's not to say that Christian doesn't get some sneaky winning, and Darby and Sting and the faces, they leave Christian laid out and, we at least send the crowd home happy. But that gives Christian a story and an angle to go on, and, Darby, I beat your father figure. I'm your daddy now. What you gonna do about that? I think that could be entertaining. It's a story. I'm a sucker for story almost as much as I am a good match, so I think that would be interesting. I think the other one, and it's probably the one that most people think is going to be the last match, and I would agree with, even in if you're talking just a pure match sense, Sting versus Darby Allin. Darby can face Sting, and Sting can put him over in the way that everybody has kind of figured Sting would do at some point in this team. So I'm hoping the best for Sting in his future. I hope these last couple months are great. And no, it looks like right now that we're doing Sting and Darby Allin versus Christian and his boys. So hopefully that kind of, it runs its course, be it for good or bad. But next thing I want to get into, because I just want to roll with a bunch of things here. Super Mario Wonder came out today. Got a chance to try it last night. Didn't get super far in. I think I beat four or five worlds. Gameplay's solid. It's smooth. The new power-ups, I've only gotten the elephant one. I don't know if there's any others in it. It's fun. There's a new mechanic where Mario can jump and glide with his hat, kind of like Peach used to do in the older games. I haven't messed with Peach or Luigi or any of like the 3 Yoshis that are in the game. But so far it's fun. Man, is it Game of the Year fun? I don't think so. I mean, in a year where Tears of the Kingdom came out, Baldur's Gate 3 came out, Spider-Man just came out. I haven't even got a chance to look into Spider-Man. But it's like a 18 to 19 hour main campaign. I'm bad at games, so I might get 24 hours out of it. I'm hesitant to drop $70 on Spider-Man. I'm still going to try and find a way to at least try it in the next couple weeks, just so I can play the game. Big part of the reason for that is we are going to be doing some end of the year awards. Game of the Year is one of the ones that we will be giving out. Man, so far Mario Wonder is good, but I don't know if I would call it Game of the Year. I think something else to consider with it, it's a Mario game. Like, it's Super Mario. So you're getting into it and it's exactly what you would expect, but refreshing, if that makes any sense, because it didn't to me, but somehow it does. It's also the first Mario game with the new voice actor. You can't tell. I mean, I can. Again, I'm not the brightest individual, but I can't really tell a difference between the old and new, so that's a good thing, I guess. Story for the game is, Bowser takes the Wonder Flower, which is a big deal for this kingdom that they're in, and he merges with a castle. It's Mario. What do you expect? You're going to get it. I'll let you know my thoughts a little bit later on. I don't know if I'm going to beat it because I'm still playing Baldur's Gate 3, but I wanted to get into this one too. And then in November, you've got the Mario RPG remake, which I'm also going to get into that. So a couple things for the future. We are looking to have an interview with Rhino. There's some things we're ironing out. I probably shouldn't be, blowing the lid on it, but that's what I do. We fly crazy here. So I ironed some things out. Hopefully going to have an interview with Rhino in December. I don't know if we're going to be able to get an interview this month. I know we've been doing the monthly interviews, starting with Kellen Craven. I know Ricky had talked about it. We had some issues with the Mercy Keller interview. We're ironing that out still. Last month we had legendary Larry D. I guess this month. But November, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get one put together. I'm hopeful, but we've got some plans for December outside of just Rhino that might hinder our ability to do an extra interview. I know we have a couple planned, potentially with Drew Dillinger and Mr. 5-Star Gary Gandy. potentially Aaron Graves. All three of ones we're definitely looking to get together. We actually have some stuff set up for Drew Dillinger, and then things have happened. We're working on trying to iron that out as well. So there's that. Hopefully it comes together, but I don't want to make promises other than we are definitely working toward Rhino in December. So the next thing we want to get into, it's a little, I don't want to late to the party, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway, just because. For those of you who follow the cult niche gaming genre, Lollipop Chainsaw was supposed to be getting a complete remake. Recently, they've come out and altered that to saying that it's going to just be a remaster. Now, on one hand, I do like that. That means it's probably going to have a shorter development time, and we're more likely to get it in the near future, near being, next year or so, versus a remake where we may have been waiting upwards of 2 years. But the term remastered is getting muddied a bit. The Red Dead Redemption remaster for Switch and PlayStation is an absolute atrocity. Has no business paying. Nobody has business paying $60 for that. So I'm hopeful that this remaster ends up not just being a brush of paint on Lollipop Chainsaw. It was a great game. It's a niche title, It's not a AAA deal. It's a cult style thing, but it's cool. I would recommend checking it out when it comes out. I'm sure as it gets closer, I will talk about it again. So, with all that said, I'm going to leave you guys with a thought. Today, we live in an interesting situation in terms of, I'm not getting political, don't think that. In terms of the content we consume, be it via YouTube, Spotify, all of those platforms. We have chosen that, YouTube is going to be our platform of choice. Ricky does do the streaming, and I guess not so much a thought, it's a statement. I'm looking into bringing streaming into this space, be it through me. Ricky has his own very well established streaming setup, linked in the main description. I'm not going to be able to grab that and put in the link to this, but I'm going to be looking into streaming as well. So hit me up with any game suggestions you would like to see me get into. Again, I'm not a fantastic gamer, so let me know what's going on with that in terms of any games you might potentially want to see me stream. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.